Hi TheMapleKnits, thank you so much for joining me today. It's going to be a very relaxing video, hopefully. I just wanted to quickly pop on here. I haven't filmed a video in a couple of weeks, and I wanted to share that I finished my spring thing without the border and tassels. So I guess it's not fully a spring thing, but I will leave the information down below. It's a pattern by Espace Tricot, and it's a free pattern. It's basically a very simple and easy shawl. This yarn is the Aimee's Princhess Mononoke that was recently released, I think late last year, I want to say. It's a beautiful yarn. This is my first ever non-superwash yarn, and it's interesting how the colors are more vibrant or darker here compared to this end of the shawl. I guess that's just how the dye turned out. You can see it I'm not sure about the camera, but in real life there's quite a difference. This side seems more faded in color. The color is definitely deeper on this part of the shawl, but I think that part, it's kind of charming in a way to see. It's not like one, solid color or one solid colorway. It's interesting to see how this side is a little bit more faded. Yeah, it's a very simple shawl. I didn't decide to put on the I-cord edging or the little tassels. I just really wanted a simple knit, and I started this and I brought this with me to my trip back home to Canada, and then I finally finished it several weeks ago. I think I even journaled about it in here. Yes, the 19th of February the spring thing is finished. So I've been using it quite a bit and enjoying it very much. These two I don't think I mentioned, but this I've used so much this winter. It's a very simple cowl. These both are yarns from Chelsea Luxe, and I think this was on sale. It's one of the bulky yarns, and if I remember the name, actually it might be in my knitting journal that I wanted to show you. I will leave, I'll mention that. I'm going to take a look at it. But yeah, you can see it's definitely worn. I've used it, my whole family has used it. My kids have used it, I've used it, my husband's used it. But it's such a nice, simple and warm cowl just to pop on the neck. It doesn't get too cold here in Tokyo, Japan, compared to back home in Canada. So for me, this is just right. I don't need like a huge, big, chunky scarf. This has done a really, really nice job of keeping me nice and warm inside the house and outside as well, of course. I don't really recall the pattern, and I feel bad because I really want to give credit. But if I do, I'm going to have to look through my files to see if I can find it. But it's probably just knitting and then just purling one, and then knitting and then purling one, something like that, and just kind of alternating. And this one is also Chelsea Luxe. The yarn is from Chelsea Luxe, and then I held it double with some pink mohair. It's a little too long. This is one of my first projects that I've started when I first started knitting in the summer of last year. But it's just so fuzzy and cute, and I really like the colorway and how it looks. It's one of those, I don't know the terminology of the yarn, but the yarn that has like the mini loops. But yeah, I'm finding that the mohair kind of gets stuck. I find it in my mouth sometimes, but if I wanted to just pop something on, I prefer this one. It's very simple and easy. And this one, I like it for the color, and it's very, very cute. And my daughter, of course, has used it. I just, like I said, it's very long. I wish maybe like a tad shorter, and maybe a little bit wider. I have about a half of this half left, so I might make a smaller one for my daughter. This one I think I mentioned, I'm pretty sure I mentioned, this is the Cozy Up Knits Me Mkal that I finished. I'm still using it almost every day. Not so much lately because it's quite warm here now in Tokyo, but very, very, very happy with this finished object. And then this one, I finished it and I've worn it many, many times already, and I'm so happy. This is the pattern called White Mountains by Midori Hirose. I wanted to say a big, huge thank you to all of those that have made some suggestions with the collar. I've left it as is for now. I've worn it many times already, and I just kind of wear like a black shirt underneath, and it doesn't make the gap so noticeable. And I usually have a cowl or a shawl wrapped around anyways, and so it's not like the gap isn't too noticeable. I did find that I needed to weave in my ends here because sometimes it does trickle out, and I keep forgetting I have to do that. But yes, so happy that I've finally finished and was able to wear it this winter. I was a little worried that I wouldn't get to finish this sweater in time, but yes, very happy with the results, and I hope to make another one. I think they have like various like different like collar options and things, so maybe not for this winter. I won't make it in time for this winter. It's already like today it's going up to like 18 degrees or something. And yeah, I don't see, I mean it's March, but I doubt it's going to get any cooler for sweater weather. So hopefully maybe I'll start planning again in April, and not April, autumn time, or maybe late summer, and I'll start knitting up this lovely pattern again. Okay, and I also wanted to get on here because I wanted to work in my knitting journal that I have here. Whoops. I think I switched out my cover since the last video. I'm not sure, but I do want to work on the knitting journal. And while I have you here, I wanted to also, let's take a look. So this is this one here. The Chelsea's Coupe is it's the Luxe Cozy DK in the Chelsea's Coupe. That's the pink one right here. And I'm holding it double with the Drops Kids Silk Mohair. It's a simple cowl, just knit and purl. So it's a knit and purl, I guess. Very simple and easy. I'm wondering where the yellow one is. I'm trying to see. Oh, sorry, this is the Drops Kids Silk that I'm holding double with this for this one. And then for the orange cowl that I have from Chelsea Luxe, oh, it's right here, and it's the Luxe Chunky 100% superwash merino. It's the Auber Cayon. Maybe it's supposed to be Canyon. Auber Cayon. And yeah, so it's 106 yards, and that's this one here. One of the first yarns. It was only $16. It was on sale. I don't think I have the actual pattern that I used, so I'm gonna have to look in my computer and see if I can find it. But that's the Chelsea Luxe yarn for the yellow one. It's yellow, but kind of like an ochre. It's a beautiful color. Very, very, I'm looking forward to using it for the autumn season. All right, so yes, I wanted to catch up a whole bunch of things here. I haven't, this notebook insert I wanted to use as my more of like an inspiration, and then this journal insert I wanted to use more for actually journaling about like the process, or maybe writing about finished objects and things. So instance, for the White Mountains, I wanted to write that. And then let me see what else I have tucked in here. This is part of the Tokyo yarn crawl, and I think I kept it. Maybe I wanted to cut things up and then kind of put them in my journal here. So let's begin with this. This is part of the Tokyo yarn crawl, and that's the wool mohair that I used to create the upbeat cowl. That was part of their challenge. And this is just the stamp card that the Tokyo yarn crawl. I will leave the link down below to the video, but I visited various yarn shops within Tokyo, and then they stamped the stamp card whenever I visited. Let's do this journal spread because I finished the White Mountains, and I used the Brooklyn Tweed shelter. This was also on sale. I think it was 50 or 40% off, and everybody, as a new knitter, or like a beginner knitter, a lot of people were talking about Brooklyn Tweed, and how this wool is so lightweight and very warm at the same time. And then so when I saw that it was on sale, I decided to go for it. And so this is the yarn, and I think even in here I feel like I've put in a photo of myself with the completed sweater. Yes, so that's me. I mean, I guess it's not too bad. You can't really tell. The collar is quite loose, but yeah. So this one I'm going to leave in here in my Hobonichi, and then this picture I thought it would be fun to journal. And then so I don't think I need like a full spread. I might. This one is the yarn advent, and then the socks, and this is more like, oh, this is part of the, I think I want to do, this is the Cozy Up Knits Me Mkal. So maybe I'll do that. I don't have a picture of or I don't think I printed a picture of the actual shawl, so I'll have to do that here. And these are more for like inspiration. Oh, this is the Me Mkal. Let me quickly cut this out. I had such a blast with the Me Mkal from Cozy Up Knits. That was so much fun. And I think a lot of two of the yarns were from this maker Toy, and they're based, or she's based in Japan. And this other one is from Walnut, or Amirisu, and I think a lot of people have heard of them. These are just some extra papers and things that I use as for a backdrop. I need to take a picture of the La Bien-Aimée as well. These ones are more for inspiration, and I think I will leave these ones in the inspiration notebook. So it's here. I need to get a band so that I can attach these notebooks together and then have them in my traveler's notebook. This is like my knitting notebook, my traveler's knitting notebook. Okay, so let's get back into journaling here. Do you have a knitting journal? Or like a journal where you keep your notes about knitting? I know a lot of people will just use Ravelry, and I understand that it's very easy to have it all in one place. Sometimes I just want to journal about something on paper, and I don't want to have to grab my phone or log into the computer and I think I'm very old school that way. It's just easier and more comforting for me to open up a notebook and just write about it, or yeah. Okay, so this one is the White Mountains. I wanted to do a heading. I'm gonna grab one of these papers. Yeah, it's kind of like, I guess, scrapbooking about knitting, but in notebook form. And for me, it's very, very fun, and it's such an enjoyable thing. It's like knitting, I guess knitting is my hobby, but so is journaling, and sometimes I want to break from journaling, so then I'll knit, and then vice versa. And this kind of combines both knitting and journaling at the same time, so it's really fun for me. Let's glue this one down. I know the next one on my list is probably the ranunculus that a lot of people talk about, and it's from the same designer, Midori Hirose. And so I'm hoping that I found that the instructions of the pattern were very clear for me as a beginner, so I'm hoping that the ranunculus is the same. And I'm looking forward to making something. I don't know if, I suppose if I choose the appropriate yarn for summer, I would be able to create the ranunculus and wear it in summer, but it's just so humid in Japan, in Tokyo, Japan, in summer, so I don't know how that's gonna really, yeah, I'm just a little hesitant. So this is the, like I said, this is the band. I think that's what it's called. I think I'm just going to staple it. Oops, I took the wrong thing. I have my little pouch here full of journaling supplies. It's very compact. This is a stapler. These are scissors. It's very very travel friendly. So I'm going to staple that on to the band here so that I remember the yarn. All right. And I'm going to tip that in so that I can journal about it. I was going to, let's see. I enjoy layering papers, even though it's not really necessary, but it's just a lot of fun to add texture. This piece I like because of the fun edge. It's not really necessary though, eh? Okay, so let's just tip this one in here on the side. Just gonna add some washi tape. I'm trying to take a look to see if there's any other washi that I could add. I think this will be okay. Add a little bit more color here on the edge. And let's write, I'm going to try this brush marker here. This is the Kuretake Fude in the medium, and I'm just going to write White Mountains. just going to give it a squeeze so that the ink will flow down. And let's see, white. Oh, I kind of like how it's, you can see like the brush stroke there. White Mountains pattern. By Midori Hirose. And then I'll just talk about a very simple and quick little journal entry about that. And then this is the little bit about the Cozy Up Knits Mkal. I'm gonna have to figure out, I'm gonna have to take a photo of the completed, I don't believe I have it in here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a photo of the completed shawl, and then this is also part of the inspiration. Yeah, okay. And I kept, if you know me as a journaler, you know that I keep a lot of things like labels and stuff, and so I kept the paper that it was wrapped in, and let's just glue it in and use that as part of the decoration, as the background. You can see here it's really pretty tissue paper. I'm just going to use this, glue this down, and it's nice and thin enough for me to glue it down. Because this is so thin, I think I might just add the tape runner directly onto the page. See how a rough estimate of how high it goes up. It's just my journal, so I'm not really too concerned about you know, some of the edges coming up or anything like that. There, it's perfect. And then this one, I think that would be very cute. I think I'm going to need to add some tape to reinforce the back there. Yeah, this is, oh, let me add some, I forgot to add some tape runner here or some glue. And then, like I said, I'm going to have to print out a photo of the completed object, but this is the Me Mkal. Let me make this heading a little bit smaller. And I kind of like the rough edge, so I'm going to just tear the bottom part a bit. I just want to add some layering like I usually do. And so I'm going to grab this tape, this craft tape from Classicy, and layer this down. It's a little crooked, that's okay. are you participating in any knit-alongs this spring? Or perhaps you're in the southern hemisphere. I think it's autumn now. So I think summer is almost finished and then it's going to be autumn. So I think, yeah, autumn season. I'm curious to know if you are participating in any mystery knit-alongs, or I think Stephen West is coming up with a knit-along as well. I don't remember, or I don't recall the name of it, but I remember watching a video a couple days ago about one of the knit-alongs that's upcoming. Here I want to tip it in, but I want to also add maybe some kind of, like, I like this paper, so I don't think I'm going to do it yet. I was thinking of maybe adding just some grid paper on top, but then at the same time I don't want to cover the tissue paper here on the back. So I think I'm just going to tip this in for now, and then I'll think about it. I might just journal directly on top of it and see how that goes. I'm going to add a bit of tape at the top there, and then also on the edge to tip things in. A little bit too wide for my liking. And I think Andre Mowry also has a March to May, is that what it's called? There's a knit along there as well, and that one also has me intrigued. I just don't want to feel pressured again for the knit alongs. I didn't feel any pressure at all with the Me Mkal, but when I was doing the, oh gosh, I don't remember. Oh, it was the Hohi Locatelli one. I think I felt pressured because I was still very new, and I'm still very new to knitting. I felt the pressure to have to finish certain projects, and of course she's not pressuring anything, or she's not saying you have to do it. It's just myself. I put myself like a deadline, and yeah, I think as a new knitter, I don't want to take on too many things and get burnt out and not have fun with knitting. So I took out the stamps, but I don't think I'll end up using that. I wonder if this is fun too, eh? Let's stick that in there and just write yarns. The yarns that I selected for the Mkal. I know this is not a journaling channel, and it's more for like knitting and things, so please let me know if you'd rather me not do these kinds of videos. I will definitely be journaling in my yarn and knitting journal regardless, so if this kind of video is not really interesting, please let me know, and yeah, I won't end up filming anything. I just wanted to kind of put this out there and just share with you things that I do to keep my creativity going. It just brings me so much joy to kind of combine the knitting and then also, of course, journaling hobby together. So this is the White Mountains, and then this one is called the Me Mkal. Maybe I'll write by Cozy Up Knits. By Cozy Up. All right. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.